And we're live. Hey,
That
everybody!
was
Welcome to the. What is this? I just noticed I made your name wrong, and I have to fix that, even though it's not
fat
showing.
fat guy no more. Fat guys no more.
Podcast. That's us. Hey, that's pretty cool. The color that I chose for our name bars is almost exactly the same color as my shirt.
It's like you're wearing a shirt with your name on it.
Yes, with like a phallic symbol of floating triangles of my name. All right, so tonight we're going to kick this off a little bit later than usual. We don't have a guest tonight, so you're stuck just listening to me and Joe, just like when I was in the Florida ISIS cave, um, also known as some other place not named Florida because we're not supposed to reveal our exact location. Joe is cuddling with,
Triangulations.
yes, Joe is cuddling with his Apollo Creed, though he is very pixelated and strange looking. I'm kind of wondering about that. But
Well,
he sounds good. And that's all, ultimately, that's what podcast is supposed to be. Anything you see from us is just icing on the cake, if you will.
I'm telling my wife to get on
So we have
because
a
so she
viewer
can. Well, we have a viewer and she can see if I'm pixelated on the normal thing or if it's just your
through,
screen.
through the power of tabs. I can find out. All right. So since we had plenty of time to prepare and didn't, we're kind of going to wing it. I sent Joe an email with things we need to talk about. Yeah, you're pixelated online. I'm checking right now.
All right,
Um,
hold on. I'm gonna drop off real quick. Join me back on in just a second. I'm gonna switch Wi-Fi's. You just
okay.
talk
So,
about our plan.
all right. I'll talk about our plan. I'm going to share it too. Posting as Scott Patton. Okay, I'm just sharing this on Facebook. So if you're just getting here, you're probably going to see this and wonder what I was doing. There you go, shared. So yeah, we came up with some stuff we want to talk about tonight. I'm going to the email right now. One of the things we wanted to do was we wanted to compare and contrast Matt Reichard and Tisha Rumph. While they are very different people, one's a tall white man, one's a short black woman. They do have a lot of similar qualities, so I thought we could compare and contrast them. Right now, my wife, Cindy Patton, is looking at me like I am insane, but that is the beauty of the Fat Guys No More podcast. We don't care about insanity. We actually thrive on it. Okay, so the things I wanted to talk about, well, I already got one of them out there. Would be the SmackDown, which be Matt Reichard versus Tisha. Wait, I have to put Joe back in if he can. Oh, he's back. I'm going to put him back in. He's over there dancing. I forgot to put you back in. I was like,
I,
wait.
I figured I figured if I just kept dancing, you would see me moving in the corner.
Yeah,
Am,
unfortunately, nobody else saw that erratic behavior that you were doing there. There, I
am
put your
I
name in.
uh, am I less pixelated now?
You are. You have a much crisper face now, so that looks better. I was explaining to them that I just got to a couple things. That one of the things we wanted to do was compare and contrast Matt Reichard and Tisha Rumph. Um,
I picked up on this because I literally when I heard black woman, and I was like, oh my, we're going with this. Or short black women on our in our notes.
your
So we did.
internet sucks, dude. You were going doing doing doing, and then you froze.
It's Sunday night.
I heard froze. That's the only thing I heard. This is not good.
I said, you know why I froze? It's Sunday night. That was my Sunday night work phone call.
Your work phone call came in, so your phone locked up. Got it.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, what I'll do real quick is I'll put you guys on mute real quick, answer it, and tell them I'll get to it in just a few. It's not an urgent thing.
All right.
It comes in most every Sunday night.
All right. Well, we do have a viewer, and it happens to be your wife, Sandra, and she says Joe's audio is messing up bad. I'm put that on the screen right there.
Was that now? Is it still messing up bad?
No, your face is messed up, but you sound okay at the moment.
You actually sound bad right now. I mean, not sound bad. You actually look bad.
Dude, you need to
What?
like get rid of Comcast. Okay. So anyway, um, so I do you want to, since I've already done the Matt Reichard shout out and talked about him, do we want to do the Matt Reichard versus Tisha Rumph competition?
Yeah, I think we could absolutely get the Reichard Tisha Rumph.
Well, okay. So a little background. Uh, did Matt Reichard act? Is she one of our faces is messed up. I'm not sure which one. But your wife just said your face is messed up. So I'm not sure if that's my face or yours. She'll probably clarify. It's on the screen right now. Is it, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Reichard is actually somewhat responsible for you getting a job at First Data.
He is. He got my referral bonus when I joined.
And subsequently, Tisha Rumph is responsible for you losing that job at First Data.
Also due to a referral bonus. Yeah, Tisha Rumph. And the score for this one, Matt Reichard helped hook me up. Did you say the name of the company?
I did.
You
We've
slipped
gone
up.
public. I did.
Hey, let's just. If you're listening to it, we'll not figure out how to edit that out later in post because we don't do post.
Yeah, we don't do any post editing. So, but as I thought about Matt Reichard and Tisha Rumph, both of them will disagree with anything you say. It's a similarity.
It really is, and that's a. But I'm giving a point to Matt Reichard for getting me away from. So does not get a point, be fired. Although I'm in a much better position now than say Chad Bragg is.
I'm gonna for those who couldn't understand a word you said, I'm gonna speculate that you said Matt Reichard was responsible for you getting a job which you like, and Tisha Rumph was responsible for you losing that job. But ultimately, in summary, you like your new position better.
Yes, but right now, look, Tisha versus Matt, 1-0.
But you have to agree that if you ask them, if you make a statement to either one of them, well, Tisha will always answer a question no, but Matt Reichard will always disagree with you.
Right. So if you are if you're a fan of the Atlanta Falcons, that Scott and I both are, but burn of the week. Matt Reichard, if you're a fan of the Falcons, he will tell you how much the Falcons suck. If you tell him that you hate the Falcons, he will tell you how awesome they are. He is a disagreeable person.
Yes. And if you tell him that he should use a tablet, he will. He likes his tablet now. All right. There's so many inside jokes here. I thought this was going to be a lot of fun. It's really not blossoming. So let's move on to something else.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
Let's ask Tisha Rumph if we're allowed to like the Atlanta Falcons.
No.
Nope. All right. There's it is. Matt Reichard wins 1-0. It's the final score. Moved on from that one. That was much easier.
Did a small child just run behind your head?
No.
I thought I saw like a gremlin run behind you, but it could be bad video.
Hold on, that may be. And let's move on to something I want to discuss now. 3 weeks ago, I recommended Two Girls, One Ghost podcast. I really almost slipped up there. Two Girls, One Ghost podcast.
I couldn't remember, so I kept my mouth shut on that one, proving that I actually do have a filter, believe it or not.
So as you see this little ghost child run behind me, it made me realize something, though. I do want to give this recommendation out with a little warning. Sandra has had multiple nights now where she's had a hard time sleeping because she hears noises in our house. She listens to that podcast all the time, and yeah, so it'll give you the creeps.
Could it be your cat or your dog named Bacon?
It would not be Bacon. Bacon is in his crate downstairs at night. That very I think she would kill the cat if it did that. I think she was hearing creaks and doors opening, and I think it was more just playing tricks on her mind because we never were haunted.
You never were haunted? Like you're
We
planning on being haunted
no
someday in the future?
we may be haunted now because of this stupid podcast.
She says it's not because of stupid podcast. It's an overactive imagination.
Also because of an overactor. She's a writer. She's a
She
all she
is.
does.
She's a
She's a
blogger.
she's a blogger. She has a novel.
She has a novel.
Yeah, it's not been published, but I've read it and it's really good. So
Will it be available on Books on Tape? Because otherwise, I probably won't get too deep into it.
not anytime soon.
You could. That's what we could do on like a Wednesday night. You could do Joe reads Sanders novel. Why is that making me laugh?
The bad part about that is it's written in the I guess the story is told from a female character. So if you need me to hear my oh no, Randy, you did this, that'd be my voice. We would do that in.
Uh,
I want to say this: take my recommendations for the week. She said, "No, awesome." Take my recommendations with a grain of salt. Be careful with them; they can scare you to death.
well,
And
there
they can
you go.
also cause Scott. You've been married a number of years now with your current wife, and you were married a number of times previously as well. Uh,
Do we really have to bring them all up? Why did you stop talking? Did your voice just die? You just froze up. Uh, Joe is coming in on another line.
Bear, Aardvark, Bear, Aardvark.
You're live. You're live.
I'm
You're
aware.
you actually have three on there right now. I'm gonna shit. There you go. I put your name, and now I'm gonna take the other one off. Your frozen face.
So that's what I was going to say. You were as someone who's been married a number of years. Your wives will blame you for random things like, "Oh, you're ghosts in our house," and that's what happened to me this week.
Oh.
So
I think
anyway,
we'd probably just blame the cats.
murdered that story there. Did you want to discuss your? I know you've got a couple stories you want to tell. How's your writing going? Because
Well,
uh,
my writing this week.
TDP's in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm actually I'm gonna I'm gonna go backwards on the list instead of forwards. I can't find there's our talk show.
I'm,
So
I,
the problem is I just found out on Friday, and I don't know exactly when, but the 4 days before Tour de Pink, all four of them, I can't. They're 4 days. I'm. It turns out I'm going to go experience another first day to office in Wilmington, Delaware. So, um, so much for mega mileage weekends or weeks. I'll end up. I haven't really figured it out because Friday, the Friday before, I will end up riding my motorcycle to Anniston, Alabama, over there by where your dad lives, if I'm not mistaken.
yep, he lives
Um,
in Anniston.
and then perhaps I'll see him while working the bike race on Saturday and Sunday, and then riding my motorcycle home from Anniston, and then driving to Hartsfield Jackson International Airport and flying to Delaware and working for 4 days, flying home, jumping in my car and driving to Tampa, Florida, followed by riding my bicycle for 200 miles, followed by jumping back in my car and driving back to Atlanta.
This does not sound fun.
I haven't. I started to do the math on how many beds I was going to sleep in that, but states it's going to be Georgia, Alabama, Delaware, Florida, all in a period of like 7 days.
It doesn't sound smart.
No, but it is what it
So,
is. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get some details on when I can come and when I can go, so I can book my travel and I'll have more details. But since I kind of haven't ridden as much as I probably should have in March, I'm not really worried, but yesterday I totally didn't feel like riding, and I basically forced myself to get off the couch and went out and did it, and I didn't regret it. It wasn't the best ride, but it wasn't a bad ride, so it is what it is.
well, we are currently, you're dealing with Tour de Pink. I've got the Ragnar Trail runs coming up in 3 weeks. And today was supposed to be our last team run. We've been practicing as a team running trails. We were going to do another set of trails at Sweetwater State Park today. But I have a sick young one. So
I saw that you had a
Sandra,
picture of her armpit on the Instagram.
I did.
Or
Yeah, I did.
maybe it was on the Snapchat. I don't recall.
It was on one of two. So if you can see it. Yeah, she's a sick child. Nothing crazy. She's just got a really bad cough, so she's not sleeping very much. So
Maybe
we're
those are
dealing with that, and I didn't
the noises
get to
you're hearing.
run. But that would be nice. I feel like she was not here when that happened last time.
Hmm?
Like I feel like she was at Grandma's house when the ghost was running around our house.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That was a long time ago. When was the last time we talked?
Me and you
Sure.
talked
Or the fat guy
Thursday.
no more. It's been a week.
Yeah, it was last Sunday.
So yeah, we didn't deal with a sick kid. I didn't get to run. But I've got some new. I do want to tell you this much. I did get some new underwear.
You have actually taken me to get underwear before.
I guess Sandra got me some new underwear, some new running underwear.
And one time you brought Sanders underwear to work.
I sure did. Look, guys, if you're gonna go to run with your boss, a little advice: make sure the static clean from your laundry does not take your wife's panties with you to work. That was bad. That was embarrassing. It was bad.
Yeah.
Static cling is a real story.
And if you do drop your wife's underwear in the locker room, you may end up on a podcast 5 years later. Stranger things could happen.
That's true. Totally true.
Speaking of running, we're missing a key running story that is quite topical.
All right. I'm not sure where this one's going.
Come on. What did we all text about 13 times yesterday?
Did I text you?
Yes. All three, me, you, and Chad, all got into the Peachtree Road Race.
There we go. I don't remember texting that. Was that? Yeah, it's been a really long weekend.
You got in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, Cindy is over there. I'm going to point.
Oh.
She's over there, and she's waving, and she's going to be the flag bearer or something for crowd control for Wave P. So if you get back in P.
I don't think I'll be in P, but maybe.
What if you
it
have to?
Depends on if. Just let it go.
No, man. I have peed during the Peachtree Road Race probably 5 out of the 10 that I've done, and I would guarantee you that none of them have been illegal.
Are they? They have porta potties somewhere in there, don't they?
Yeah, but there's lines, and you can't waste time. There's bushes and there's stores. You just run behind a dumpster. Trust me, there's plenty of places to pee on that road.
It's Atlanta. There's a lot of pee on that road.
I'm sure there is.
So the good thing is
2 years ago when it rained, we probably could have just peed.
You would have been clean by the time it got done.
Yeah.
I do want to say so the sad thing is with this is I'm not prepared for this. I really didn't think I would ever run another half marathon. Sometimes I get this crazy idea that I want to run a 50K, and that lasts for about a week because I'm like, hey, I can run 31 miles. That'll be fun. Yeah, I could do 31 miles. And then I go for a 3-mile run and go, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. So that's how that works.
I for a long time had this dream of actually doing a marathon, not 50K, because
31 miles for a 50K.
Yeah, that I know. Remember, I'm a cyclist. We know about Ks.
Yeah.
But when it hit me was the second time I did the Publix Atlanta Marathon. So it was
half marathon.
I guess it would have been 2014 or 15. I don't know. But anyway, I was coming back and I had made it through Piedmont Park and I thought I was going to die. And I saw a dude wearing cowboy boots and a tutu and being weird. But as I came in the final mile, yeah, it was weird, Joe. In the final mile, I was running. It's a gradual uphill. I remember it well. And the lanes are divided. So there's like a divider in the middle. And on the right side is the people that finished a marathon. And they were passing me going up the hill. And I realized that I was 1 mile from the finish. And if I were doing the whole marathon, I would still have to run longer than I had already run that day already. Again, I mean, I would basically have to turn around and go backwards and then add 2 miles. And I said, that would be the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. And that ended my marathoning career.
Yeah, so the OBB and OBB wife, that's my older brother and his wife Jasmine,
Who
has
oddly
signed.
they're not on tonight. Nobody's on. I mean, did the pooping in the BGF, did that scare him away?
It might have. No, I think he's doing some final preparation for the Open, so he may know maybe why he's not on. Plus, we did get started a little later than normal.
That is true. We missed our
Um,
window of opportunity. All we get is Sandra. Not that that's
that's
bad.
although she's not on any either. I've
Oh,
got 0 people on right now.
let's check on the Facebook because sometimes it's inaccurate.
Yeah. So they signed up because Chad did the Triple Peach last year. Triple Peach is the Peachtree Road Race in July, the Atlanta 10 miler in October, and the Thanksgiving Day half marathon on Thanksgiving Day. And they said, y'all should do it too. To which Sandra supports me in pretty much any stupid athletic thing that I try to do. And she said, if you want to do it, we'll just do it. We can do it. So I said, if I get selected for the Peachtree, I'll sign up for the Triple Peach. And well, that means now I will be running 10 miles in October and 13 miles in November.
Actually, the 10 miles in October works out really well to run 13 in November. I mean, really, from a training point of view, that's right about when you need to be going that far.
Yeah, I think it did. When Chad did it last year, he said it was a really good kind of preparation.
Yeah, yeah. They
But I don't.
probably planned it that way because, like the Atlanta Track Club, they're more into running than you and I ever could be.
Truth. Hashtag truth. What's it? Hashtag truth.
Hold it. You want that? You want that? Hold on. I can make that happen. Here we go. No, I can't. Oh, I used to be able to. They ended it. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Truth. There we go.
Hashtag
So
truth.
the other day, I have an amusing anecdote about hashtags. The other day, and I could find it and do a screenshot and put it on the screen, but that would take way too long. Our good friend, your good friend of mine, Walt Gay, referred to a hashtag as a # comment.
He is a computer nerd.
He's not even a computer nerd. He's just old.
Well, he called it a comment. Or is he talking about just like when you comment something out, you put a hashtag in front of it?
I don't know. He doesn't. He's not even a computer guy. He's a business
I thought he
analyst.
was. I thought he did computer stuff.
Well, he uses a computer.
he went had a hashtag comment out in. So here's a. Go ahead.
Just call that your Klingon period because we didn't hear a word you said.
Oh, sometimes I speak Klingon. Don't mess with me. I'm not that big of a nerd. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right. So I've driven the conversation so far. We've done the Matt Reichard Tisha Rumph battle royale, and we talked about Peachtree road racing, and we did talk about your ghost. But you have some other topics. Which one would you like to throw out there for us to lament about?
Well, one of the things I do want to talk about is the CrossFit Open. So we've discussed it for the past 4 weeks now.
Yes.
I finished my CrossFit Open this past Thursday. I did the workout Thursday night, and I will not be redoing the workout. The workout was thrusters, which is you take a barbell, you do a squat with it in front of you, and then you push it over your head after you stand up from your squat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did chest to bar pull-ups. It was a 7-minute workout. Oddly enough, if you would like to see my daughter do it, you can go to my YouTube page. She did a version of it tonight before bed, and she was coughing a lot because that's what she does. But she wanted to do the workout. But so I'm pretty excited with the way the workout or the Open ended. A lot of workouts were not necessarily in my wheelhouse, but I feel like I gave my best effort. Um, a couple things I really want to discuss about the Open though was um, one day I'm going to get you to do it, Scott. You just don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
The but I wanted to talk about Sandra really, more my wife. I love working out. I have a full gym in my basement. I have the keys to a gym that my brother owns. That I'm there for a number of hours every day. I love working out. Sandra also enjoys working out, but she's good for one class a day, 2 or 3 times a week. She's not quite as insane about it as I am, but CrossFit is her sport. Um, so she follows the athletes there. But really wanted to talk about her attitude, I think more, and we discussed this a couple weeks ago. The attitude when you're struggling with things is having a good attitude. Um, I'd say her attitude this entire Open was something pretty phenomenal. She, cheered people on, even when she couldn't do certain movements. There's a lot of gymnastics, and um, as a bigger boy, I don't do gymnastics. I like to move heavy weights. Give me a big barbell. Give me, something weird. But there was a lot of gymnastics, and I don't do that. Sandra does not like gymnastics. She's like me. We like to lift heavy weights, man. That's what we do. But she had a great attitude, and probably the most proud.
I'd rather lift a tree or a car or something in the wilderness than go to an
Also,
establishment and lift weights.
it's kind of preparing for that.
Oh,
I would love to go move a tree in the forest, but
didn't we
uh,
try that? We tried to move that tree at work, and we realized it really went up into the woods.
yeah,
And
I
then we
don't
ended
think
up playing under the freeway. I have photos to prove that. It's true.
yeah, we do that, and that's my kind of fun. Um, what we did not do was hang from the rafters because that's not my kind of fun. But yeah,
I don't even remember what the Raptors looked like if they were hangable.
I was just super proud of the way Sandra handled the entire Open. Really, she great attitude. Did some things she never thought she could do. There's some jump rope stuff that she's never really been much of a jump roper. She did like 100 of these double unders. I've explained them to you before, but 100 of those were last year. She could only do a few of them. Um, everything I would say it's just been really impressive to watch her and her attitude towards everything. It's really helped me with something I've been struggling with this year, which is my attitude. So seeing somebody like that really helps me out. And then the other thing I wanted to discuss, I don't think Laura Nielsen.
You
Who's
know,
on?
Joe, I have to interject a little bit. The more you sway around and move around, the jankier your voice occasionally gets because I think it's having to send more video. So try and
So
sit
don't
still.
move.
Yeah. Just try and be a ventriloquist and don't move
I
your
just,
lips.
I just talk like this the whole time. You'll never know what's going on.
I
Um,
think it's just a random relationship that I've noticed with video chatting with people. The more they move, the more bandwidth it needs.
I could see that. But I want to talk about future guests that will be on the podcast. Super, super fit masters athlete. She's like, I think she's 40 now. Um, who's a really good friend of mine. I met in Miami and she's currently ranked literally at going into this week 13th in the world in her in the 40 to 44 age group.
Wow, that's impressive.
So she's stupid fit. Kind of a comparison thing here is I did this week's workout. I did um, 88 repetitions of the movement, and her first attempt she did literally 55 more reps than I did in the same amount of time. Um, and she's going to do it again, and I'm fairly certain she'll kill that. So I told her early on I would like for her to be on the podcast just to discuss her background. She's got a gymnastics background and been CrossFitting for a couple of years, less than I have. But I wanted her to wait. She wanted to wait till after the Open because when it's almost your full time job, it's something you need to focus on.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I had I was
Did
looking
you?
something up, actually CrossFit related, but I was hoping to have my friend John Kroom come on with us tonight. But he is actually in a U.S. national team training camp for the team pursuit, and he didn't want to get his head wonky hanging out with us. So um, he's a future guest, and he's actually assumed the role of my coffee coach, which most people don't need a coffee coach, but um, after deciding to up my coffee game, I realized that that there's way more to making coffee good than one would think. So you may
I
have
think
seen my live broadcast of making my first cup of coffee with my V60. Um, I've gotten much better. It only takes about 5 minutes now, rather than the 45 minutes it took me to make coffee.
Well, I was gonna say if you follow Scott on Twitter or Instagram, I think it's on your Instagram, but at least it's on your Twitter.
You broke up.
It's
What are you
not
trying to
it's
say?
not just a push. I said you can get to see on Twitter the contraption you're using to make the
Oh,
coffee.
oh, you know what? Here, I will post it because here we go. I can go click on this, and then I can go to broadcast. There you go, and I can go solo. Yeah, so there's my V60 with got the carafe down below right there. That's got 23 grams of finely ground coffee and 367 grams of water. Um, it's almost done. It was very good. I'm starting to get my mixture on this bag of coffee sorted out. So
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting thing, and I don't want to spend that much time on coffee. I'm I'm a push button and give me my coffee. I do like Keurigs, but yeah, that's about it for me.
you know what I like, because it makes it real easy and it is good. I like our work coffee machine, which there was drama involving this week.
Lots
But
of lots of drama in the coffee world at the firm.
yeah, well, we'll see what happened was. I'm gonna talk. I said we wouldn't talk too much smack about the firm, but I'm gonna talk some smack here. So I have the key to the coffee machine to change the paper, because I have a coffee addiction that if I can't get my coffee, uh, it really upsets me. So I offered to be available to change the coffee paper. Well, I realized in the last time I changed the coffee paper that we were out of coffee paper. So I told the people that bring us coffee paper that we were out. And they said, "Oh, I got some on the truck. I'll put some in there," but they never did. So then I created a ticket to the facilities people, and and they came up to try and find some coffee paper, and they didn't do anything. But I actually had to take matters into my own hand and call out Southern Refreshments. So if you need a coffee machine, Southern Refreshments, refreshthesouth.com. I'm going to give them a shout out. They were responsive. They had a roll of paper installed in the machine in less than 2 hours. They came from the Tucker, Georgia, over to the Marietta, and they rocked our coffee world. So I think you were actually out that day, so you missed all the tension and drama.
Oh no, I got the. I was out the day. I think it went missing the first day. I was there the second day when they
Oh,
delivered it.
oh, okay. I can't remember. So
Yeah, yeah, that was out the first day because it was year anniversary with my wife. So I took the day off and we went to a midday movie
what'd you see?
and it's a scary movie. What's the scary movie out right now?
I don't know.
I want to say The Purge, but it's not The Purge. It's the Strangers.
Oh,
The Strangers, which because we were a big fan of the first movie, The Strangers. The second movie is a lot stupider. Um, so I don't recommend that movie. Don't necessarily wait for Redbox on that one.
but
But
you had good company.
actually, hold on. I'll tell you this was really cool. It's the first time I've ever had this happen. Literally, she and I were the only two people in the movie theater, so that was kind of cool. We had a giant movie theater place to ourselves. Um, so that was really cool to have that, and we could talk as loud as we wanted to, and we were like, "Oh, that woman's stupid as shit. What's she doing? Blah blah blah. Oh, I can't believe they're doing this. That's so stupid." But yeah, but the movie wasn't great. So, oh yeah, definitely happy anniversary to my awesome wife. She freaking rocks my world. She's amazing.
I just put that on the screen. I said happy anniversary. So
I
when
saw
she
that.
watches it later, when you were saying nice things about her, I actually texted her. I said he's talking about you now, and then she joined back in, and so she heard some of you talking about her, and now she's off. I think. Um,
She's like, moving on. I don't care. Hey, so I do want to ask you because I was looking at our notes here. There's a rumor that you could be coming to an end with keto for another reason, or how's that? What's
it's
that?
actually come to mind. I was in the mood to talk about it before, but I'm not now.
We'll save that
Um,
for a later podcast.
yeah, that'd probably be good.
We can save that for later because I did want to discuss, and I know we have about 20 more minutes or so,
Give or take.
15 or
Give or
20,
take.
yeah, 15 or 20 minutes. I did want to discuss the actually what is keto because most people don't actually know what keto is versus what I do, which is whole 30 or whole eating. Um,
Okay, I can give you the Scott Patton rundown. The keto diet or the ketogenic diet or whatever version of the name of it that you choose to call it is basically a diet which involves in acronym terms it's HFLC, high fat low carb. But what it basically does by starving your body of carbohydrates, your body goes into a state called ketosis. Um, and what happens there is your body in order to live, your body needs energy. To get energy, it burns fat. And the byproduct of the body burning fat is ketones. And when the body is using ketones, the ketones for fuel, you are in a state of ketosis. Um, so that's the fancy thing. But basically, what the keto diet comes down to is you figure out approximately what your lean mass is. That's if you took all your fat off. How much do your bones and your muscles weigh? Um, you shoot for that many grams of protein a day. You then add in 20 to 25 grams of carbohydrates a day, and then whatever else you have left to get to a survivable number, you try to shoot for fat. So, quite honestly, something like bacon, cheese, meat are all very good things. The problem with it is, one, it's a very restrictive diet. There's not a lot you can eat. Two, when you first go on this diet, because your body, most Americans, like 98% of them or more, are addicted to carbohydrates. You go through a period called what people call the keto flu, where basically you just have a headache and you feel miserable. Um,
you're going through
and
withdrawals.
yeah, basically, just I mean, it's the same thing. If you give up coffee, you have headaches. Your body, when you
Yeah,
get rid
just
of something, it.
that's what I mean. It's one thing I've always we were discussing this week at the gym was everybody if you give up coffee because the caffeine is a drug. It's not, it doesn't kill you, but it is a drug. So when you come off of it, you get withdrawals. Sugar is extremely addictive. So
Mhm.
if you come off of sugar, especially the amount of sugar that Americans eat, um, back down to something where you're talking about like 25 carbs a day max.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna go through withdrawal symptoms.
Yep. And the one thing is also by removing the carbohydrates from your body, you change your body chemistry a great deal. Um, and your body starts to use other things. One of them, or some of them, being sodium, magnesium, and potassium. So if you up your sodium, magnesium, and potassium, specifically if you're withdrawing from carbohydrates and you're in a very bad way, um, about a half teaspoon of salt in a glass of water, stir it up so it doesn't taste crunchy, and slam it. 20 minutes later, you will no longer have a headache. Um, Ultimately, when you're in ketosis, your body uses sodium faster than it does normally. So um, most people have no blood pressure effects by the added sodium. As a matter of fact, most people require almost 2 times as much sodium to stay stabilized. And the final problem with ketosis for myself is the common wisdom shared by everybody in the whole world who does endurance activities. Oh, those are my glasses. I was seeing something weird on the side of my head. Never mind. Um, uh, Doing endurance activities, your body's used to fueling itself with carbohydrates. And it doesn't. The way I like to relate it to people is there's three kinds of fuel in your body. There's carbohydrates, which are jet fuel. There's fat, which is diesel fuel, and there's protein, which is coal. And anybody who has ever tried to get a fire out of a lump of coal by lighting it with a match knows how hard that is. But at the same time, you could take a match and you could burn some lard and it would light up. But carbohydrates is more like spraying an aerosol can at a flame. So by training your body to burn, becoming fat adapted, training your body to burn the fat, you can actually do long rides, as evidenced by me doing 5 centuries last year, all in ketosis. And I'm 3 weeks away from doing another one.
That's cool. I mean, it's something, as I say, I think we've discussed it on here, and I've discussed it with you, that when you first started, I was a little worried about you because you ate 4 pounds of bacon a day. I swear. I don't really know if you ate that much, but every time I turned around, you had a pound of bacon with you, or you're cooking a pound of bacon. So I was like, he's gonna die. That's it. I don't care. He's gonna die. But yeah, I was like, you've not converted me, because I don't do the ketogenic diet, but you've basically showed that it is possible to do, and it is possible to do it, I think, in a healthy way. That you're not just eating.
The other measures that, I mean, like my blood pressure forever has been, if I was riding a lot, my blood pressure would be 120 over 70. If I was not riding, it would be 129 over 79, which is the exact amount when the doctor says, if it goes any higher, we're going to have to do something about that. But my blood pressure right now, if I'm riding a lot, is like 96 over 69. If I'm not riding a lot, it's 105 over 71. So my body's enjoying being a lot smaller.
This is weird. Speaking of blood pressure, so I've been donating plasma for some extra cash, but this week I don't know if there was something wrong with their machine. But when usually my blood pressure's in that 120 to 128 range, that for the whatever the top number is, diastolic. And then the bottom number is usually between 70 and 80. But for some reason, my blood pressure, when they took my blood pressure this week, it was 142 over 64. And I was like, I've never seen the top number go up and the bottom number go down that much. So I really wanted to say there's something wrong with them. I mean, it could be my diet. I understood if it was a little high, because we're doing celebrations and stuff with anniversaries and all that. So I knew my diet hadn't been great, but the bottom number I was like 64. What those two numbers don't go together. I think there's something wrong with their machine.
Was it a fully automated machine, or did the nurse lady feel your pulse and figure it out?
It was automated.
Yeah, if mine jumped and didn't make any sense, I always do it again, and it usually comes back to sense.
Yeah, I thought it was a little strange, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So I was gonna say, one of the things I really did want to discuss with you was that the ketogenic diet. Explain it, because it does seem to be the new thing a lot of people are doing. And one common misconception is that it's the same as Atkins. And dear God, do not tell Scott it's the same as Atkins.
No.
And I was saying, having done Atkins before and done some research on it, it's definitely not the same. They both, like you said, are high fat, low carb, but that's about where that ends.
Yeah.
So, and it does, I'll say, kind of not in the sense that what Sandra and I do, where we do Whole30 or whole eating or whole. I would say we do Whole30. Whole30 is a more of a cleanse than anything, but whole eating is really what I call it, which is eating real food.
Like Christie's M&M.
Yes. So Christie's M&Ms. When I'm super strict, I cannot have Christie's M&Ms. Those are processed foods.
Are they even really food, or are they just processed?
They're just processed sugar, literally. So what I follow mostly, and what they teach in like the CrossFit level 1 and level 2 stuff, where they govern diets, is eat meats. Did I lose you? I think we lost Scott there for a second, so we'll see if he's able to join back. Hey, there you are.
I was
What'd you
playing,
do?
but don't ask these questions. I wondered what I see. Mine has a little blue switch on it. Yours doesn't. I was like, I wonder what that switch does.
It makes you disappear.
Yes, it does.
But we do eat meats, nuts, seeds, vegetables, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar, which is funny when you talk about my M&Ms and my cookie love, which is no sugar. But I feel like I've made a turnaround now that I think the Open's over, so my diet can get back on point, and I can go back to drinking this, which is my bottle of water.
Gotcha.
Um,
Well, see,
and stop.
that's why I'm trying to drink more coffee because it's healthier than um,
Diet soda.
diet soda. And the other thing I went tonight, I went to the Walgreens, which is it's not anywhere near the Ice Escape. Um,
They don't have Walgreens in the Ice Escape area.
no. There are no Walgreens within walking distance of the Ice Escape. Um, but I picked up some tea, which I'm going. Now that I have a gooseneck kettle, I hear it boils water. You missed it. The box is that'd be a hot mess. But yeah, I have a gooseneck kettle that boils water faster than a microwave and safer than a stove. Because how many times have you just been catastrophically injured boiling water on your stove?
I've actually tried to boil water in my microwave, and I can't seem to get it to do it. So I don't know what's with that. Maybe my microwave's
It does
broken.
take a long time, but with my gooseneck kettle, enough water to make a full French press. It takes like a minute and a half, and it sounds like a jet engine. It's pretty cool. If you really want, I could lie. Now that I'm getting better, you could go watch my live stream where I boil water on the internet because that's cutting edge internet vision. Um, but You could go watch it, or I could boil a pot for you. But with my gooseneck kettle, because it's fancy, I can boil the water and have a cup of tea.
So look for us next week where Scott boils a cup of water and has a cup of tea ready on live on Facebook Live, and then listen to it on the podcast.
Well,
That's
what you don't you joined in the middle, but what I did on live on my own Facebook is we're going to close with my Facebook privacy thing. What I did is I started from scratch and I unboxed all of these things that I needed in order to make a cup of coffee, I didn't have the box for my V60, but I pretended I unboxed it. And that's the apparatus that I showed in the photo. Here, I'll put my V60 back on there. There's my V60. Um, so put my V60, and then apparently you need to grind the beans the right way. So somebody suggested a hand grinder. So I ground the coffee beans on the end like this for about 5 minutes. Then I boiled water on the internet, and then I put it all together, and then I drank the coffee on the internet. I think it was about a 20-minute live broadcast, just that section. So cutting edge.
so next week we may have Scott set up some tea for us, and then the following week we'll watch paint dry. We'll see how that works out.
So, okay, I actually, as somebody who knows something about computers and privacy, and is not nearly as psycho about it as Josh Tamayo, who has a firewall on his phone or something. This week, there's been a lot of tomfoolery surrounding. What the hell?
Sorry, I made that earlier.
There's been a lot of tomfoolery about the internet and safety and privacy and everything. So, as a matter of fact, I posted yesterday that I had downloaded all of my Facebook data. So, one thing I won't touch. Well, actually, I did touch on guns, but I won't touch on too many controversial issues. But the whole privacy thing in Facebook. When I downloaded my data and I looked at it all, nothing in that file that I found surprised me. And why did nothing in that file surprise me? Because I don't post shit on the internet that I don't want on the internet. It's real simple. Yeah, yes, Facebook does have access to my contacts, and it's some of them due to Google having access to my contacts through Gmail, they know the email addresses of my friends, and I'm really not that worried about that. Also, that being said, they know what I've looked at on Facebook, which if I were worried about what I'm looking at on Facebook, I would not look at it on Facebook, or I would create a fake account and not let anybody know, because that'd be easy. So as everybody starts to freak out that Facebook and Google gather information about us, I want to remind everybody the reason they gather information about us is to serve us and help us. They also do it to make money, but at the same time, if Joe and I were to go search for random things on clothing, for example, on Google, is that your daughter's phone?
Yep.
That's cute. But the search engine would bring back information related to Joe, and to Scott, and the same thing goes on Facebook. It finds. I bet you, if we just go scan Joe's theme or stream right now, the ads and horse shit that they put in there that they think you need or want to see, so they make money, would be CrossFit related. Whereas everything that shows up on mine is oddly UMBC related, because until last weekend, nobody in the world knew where I went to college, and now everybody knows. But college would be UMBC or cycling related. So if you step back and look at what they have about me, they have that I've made phone calls, they've had that I have friends, and they have my friends' email addresses. There's nothing real private there. I'm going to tell you right now, a good Google search can find just about all this information. So I don't worry about it. And a lot of people have asked me about it. How can you stay on Facebook? Because I get to do live broadcasts and goof off and do this kind of shenanigans, and I find this fun. So at the same time, the only credit card we'll ever give out on this podcast is Matt Reichard's. So
Yep.
not very top secret.
A lot of people have that. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I know we're about to wrap it up. I've got some music ready, but I like to
Good,
end
because I did, and I closed that window, so you're gonna have to get the exit music.
I like to end it with something that not that I've found this week or something I've been enjoying, but something the missus and I have enjoyed since Christmas. I got her a subscription box. I don't know if you've ever used a subscription box before. To Owl Crate.
To what?
Owl Crate.
Owl Crate, like it's in hoot hoot.
That's right. I'll post a link in the thing on Facebook, but
I could yell. I could say, "Hey," well, I turned the volume down, so it probably wouldn't show up. I was thinking about putting my Google Home right in front of me, so in the middle of it, I could say, "Hey, Google." Oh, my phone.
If my wife's watching right now, she's just like, I hate Scott right now. But Owl Crate is it's a young adult book thing. So Sandra, if you know, she's a writer, she's also a reader. She reads literally. I bet she's probably read. We're in the middle of end of March. I bet she's read 30 or 40 books so far this year.
Wait, what?
She reads a lot, so I bet she's read
30 to 40 books this year.
Yeah, since
we're not
January
even to
1st.
We're not even to the 90th day.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid how fast she reads.
Did she go to Evelyn Wood's speed reading or something?
I don't think so. She's just a fast reader, man. I bet she's at 30. If we're 90 days in, I bet she's around 30.
She doesn't suffer from ADHD, does she?
No. She but so I got her this subscription book that a subscription thing comes with a book, and then it's a bunch of if she's watching, she'll tell me what it is. It's young adult books, because she's she's still young. She's a baby. And
you realize this is the last podcast in a certain decade.
She's only 2 decades. She'll be 2 decades behind you at that point.
Wow.
That's right. It's okay,
not
man.
Full decades, right?
She's 30.
Wow.
She's 30. She's still young though. She's young at heart, but she reads a lot of these things. So that was my thing I wanted to talk about today. Owl Crate. Seriously, it's a really cool subscription book. If you know, or subscription box. If you don't like subscription boxes, I don't care. It's like $30 a month, and it gets her a brand new book every single month that just came out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I have enjoyed this week because she got her subscription box this week. That made me remind me of that.
Well, I'm not going to advocate that you all change, but I searched for Owl Crate because I was going to put the link up, and the very first link that came up is something you might want to know about. It says Owl Crate too expensive. Join Uppercase for only $23 a month. Just and Owl Crate is a very challenging URL. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. It's owlcrate.com.
Yeah. It can get more expensive. I say it was nice and inexpensive at first, but now I no longer get any specials because I've been doing it for 4 months now.
Well, you should sign up under my name. Have it sent to me, and I'll bring it to work, and then you could have a special.
Just keep getting the specials under different names.
Yeah. I mean, because if you think about it, you got you, then you got Sandra, then you got Chad, and then Jasmine, and Steven, and Andrea.
Amy probably needs one.
Yeah. Spanky,
like,
and Nubs, and Onyx, and MJ. I mean, we can just go through.
Hey, here's a name for another podcast when it's just me and you. We will discuss our pet names because you have a dog named Spanky.
You have a dog named Bacon.
That's right.
And dude, okay, I have a story to end the podcast on, and so get your music ready because when we're done here, we're going to wrap this up. So, one of my things that I've always wanted, and I don't know why, I just really, really want one, is a three-legged dog. You know, I want to name it Tripod. I just do. I don't care what kind of dog. I just want a three-legged dog.
If you cut one of Spanky's legs off, I'm going to be really mad.
Well, no, Cindy won't let me get one. She told me to take Spanky over and get a leg taken off.
Cindy, I don't not approve of getting Spanky a leg cut off.
She's too old to adapt. But anyway, so
she would be a literal tripod. You could just push her over.
So I was talking to my aunt who's got this little dog. I don't have a picture of him handy. His name's Flash. He's really cool. Cindy's apparently listening. I just got a text. Don't blame that on me. So I was talking to my aunt, and I said that I don't. It just sort of came up in conversation that I wanted a three-legged dog, and I was like, so then I was on a conference call, so I searched Atlanta Pet Finders, and the first dog on the page was a less than 1 year old three-legged dog that was really cute. And Cindy's like, so are you thinking about getting it? I said, no. I don't. We don't have a lot of extra room right now. And so we, but that the first, literally I just looked like a cute face, so I clicked on it, and it had like a T-shirt with its arm tucked up like this, so because it had no legs sticking out.
I think you should get it. We will call him Fat Guy Dog. All right, guys. It is time for us to find.
We will hold on. Will we be back next weekend? Yeah, we'll be back next weekend, and we'll likely have a guest of some sort.
We will likely have a guest, and here comes One Day rock music. Oh, it's up by my ear. I have no idea what it sounded like. I just picked it. Until next week, guys. Merry Christmas.